What's up guys, welcome back to the Detail Garage. Now we're following the Flowchart and we've already washed the car, we've already clayed it, now we're moving on to the polishing. So over here I've got my Torque 10FX set up with a white Hexlogic Quantum pad and also our V4 all-in-one polish. The reason I went for V4 is because this paint is actually in really good shape, but there's still some minor scratch and swirls and we really want to bring the pearl out of this paint job. So the V4 all-in polish has a micro abrasive that'll even out those scratches and get this paint looking right. And then also the sealant in there is going to give it more shine and more protection. So let's get started. So I'll start by applying some of the V4 polish to the white pad. First you want to shake up the product. This is going to mix everything that's in there, all the chemicals together. And then since I'm only going to be doing a small section at a time, I only want to apply maybe 4 or 5 dime-sized drops. And then also spray the pad with pad conditioner, and the reason for that is because you don't want to put a dry pad on the surface. This helps reduce the chances of marring because it's reducing friction. And also the reason why I'm going with the white pad is because, like I said, this paint is actually in really good shape and it just needs a light polish. So I'll start by blotching it out. So the reason why you want to blotch it out is because if you put it directly on the surface and then turn the machine on, you're just going to fling polish or compound all over the place, making a huge mess. So after you blotch it out, you want to put the machine on speed setting 1 and then spread it out. And before I actually start bumping it up to speed setting 6 is what we polish at, I want to go over a few things. One is you want to keep this machine perfectly flat. If you put it at an angle, you're going to be polishing or cutting into the paint at a different speed that you don't want. And also, as you're going up and down, side to side, you want to be covering at least 50% of your last pass. This way you have an even, polishing coat. So let's get started. Now once the polish has gone clear, that's when you know it's time to buff off the excess. Now in a car like this, it's a little hard to tell because the car is white, and once the polish goes clear, it's a little difficult to tell. But if you get the right angle, you can kind of see the haze is gone or it looks a little shinier. That's when you know it's time to buff off. So one more thing, as I'm buffing off, you want to take note that you go in straight lines, no circles, because if you pick up any kind of contaminants or maybe the compound's still too heavy, if you go in circles, it's going to create swirls, which is a lot easier to see and a lot harder to take out as opposed to a straight line scratch. So the same polishing technique I'm going to use on the rest of this vehicle. We're going to get this finished up and get it looking right. And scene. So I've just finished polishing off the big surfaces on this GTR. Now there's some small areas like on the window pillar and up on the grill where there's some minor scratch and swirls that I want to address. So I'm switching down to a smaller machine. This is the Torque X. It's already got a 3-inch backing plate on it and a smaller pad. It's still the same composite as the white pad, just smaller. So same thing, you want to take your V4 and then apply, since it's a small area, I'll do 3 drops. And then spray the pad with pad conditioner. This will help reduce friction, and then we'll start polishing. Now over here on the window pillar, I've already taped it off because this is a rubber molding and it will stain if you get any kind of polish or sealant on there, so you just want to be careful of that. So I just finished polishing out the GTR and it looks amazing. The white has been really brought back. That pearl really pops. When this thing goes outside, it's sure to turn a lot of heads. So to start off, I use the Torque 10 Effects with a white Hex Logic Quantum Pad using V4 all-in-one polish. Now that polish took down the minor scratch and swirls that were in this paint, and then the sealant gave it more shine and then a durable protection against water spots, things that are on the paint surface and harsh elements. Then for the small areas, I use the Torque X. This is a smaller machine that has a smaller bagging plate. It's a lot easier to move around, like the pillars on the window here. There was a small area on the bumper that it really polished up nicely. So as we're following the detailing flowchart, we've already washed it, we've already clayed it, and now we've just polished it. So stay tuned for the next episode where we come back in here and we glaze this GTR. We'll see you next time.